My thoughts, my opinion. Sports Podcast.
Yo, what it is? Welcome back to another episode of MTMO Sports Podcast. Doug, man, it's been a minute since I've been behind this mic, you feel me? And it feels good to be back, you feel me? But before I get on to the actual factual, if you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, you feel me? And I need you to help me. But no, for real though, I'm most definitely trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, man. I am currently at 168, if I'm not mistaken. And you know what I mean? It's kind of growing a little bit, but I'm trying to get there to that milestone, you feel me? So like I said, if you have not already liked, share, and subscribe, please do so already. Man, this show is a fun, jam-packed show today, man, because I have a lot to talk about, man. And it's been a rough couple of days getting my notes and everything together to talk about what I really want to talk about, because there's a lot of happening in the NBA, man. The NBA free agency has kicked off, and some big names or old names found some new teams, new cities to be called home, you feel me? So I'm gonna be giving my opinion about that. The WNBA, man, if y'all have not watched the WNBA season already, I don't know what the hell y'all been waiting for, because they had been nothing but excitement, man. So I'm most definitely gonna be talking about how the All-Star ratings and the selections went down. I'm gonna be talking about who I believe should get certain awards. I got 3 awards I want to talk about. And tonight, it's a fight night. One of my guys that I really like watching box for real has got a good match tonight. And my guy Shakur Stevenson, man, because he most definitely gotta make a name for himself in tonight's fight. And I'm gonna give you my reason later on in the show. But let's start from the beginning. Like I said, man, the NBA free agency has been jumping and been going crazy for real. And we've been seeing a lot of big names move on from old situations, man. Like we didn't seen Klay Thompson move on from the Golden State Warriors. I can't wait to get my opinion about that. We go ready to talk about Michael Bridges is crossing the bridge, from Brooklyn to New York. Gonna be talking about CP3 going to San Antonio and what's my take on that. I'm most definitely going to be talking about that nepotism between everybody wants to talk about how Bronny and Braun made it to the Lakers. But let's start here to the New York, the capital city, you feel me? Michael Bridges is now a New York Knick, man, and I think that this was a good move for the New York Knicks. I understand that everybody's probably thinking like, Michael Bridges, good move. How do you figure? He's not even a big star. He's not even a 1A. Did you really consider him as a duo for Jalen Brunson? And all of that sounds good, but I'm gonna go ahead and just tone it down some and be like, he's a best fit. He was the good move that the New York Knicks could possibly get. I know been previous years the Knicks was supposed to been getting all these big names like Kevin Durant, hopefully LeBron. And so on and so on. But I really feel like Michael Bridges is the best fit and really helps New York to get over that hump in the playoff hump, because we've seen that the New York Knicks was tough last year. If injuries did not bite the New York Knicks, I think that the Knicks would have been facing the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, I don't know if the Knicks would have won the Eastern Conference Finals, but I think that they would have been a better matchup in my opinion. But what do you get out of Michael Bridges coming over this team, man? Because like I said, I feel like it's a good fit. Number one, you get team chemistry, because now the New York Knicks should be really called the Nova Knicks. The reason why we all know, because Michael Bridges played with Jalen Brunson, Dellavedova, and Josh Hart at Villanova in their college days. And they've been sitting there going back and forth talking about teaming up. And one of the 3 out of the 4 had teamed up last year. And once the season was over, Hart and Bridges was going back and forth to say, hey, you should come to New York. No, you should come to Brooklyn. And then it wound up happening. So I think that automatically team chemistry is coming over there because he's not looking to become the big guy. We already know that that's Jalen Brunson's team. We already know that once Julius Randle come back, he's pretty much going to be the second guy in command. You feel me? So what you get out of Mikal Bridges, man, you get a two-way type player. You get a guy that can play offense, but you also get a guy that can play defense and it can line up against anybody 1 through 3. Because this guy's about 6'7", and his wingspan, it gives him about 6'9". So that's already giving you length right there. So 1 through 3 switching between him, Jalen Brunson, and whoever going to be the 2 guard, or even if he is the 2 guard. That will be a good fit for the New York Knicks. And the third reason is the best reason in my eyes, man, is because health. Do y'all know that Mikal Bridges did not miss a game last year? Mikal Bridges played all 82 games. You know what I mean? And when you play 82 games and you played about 35 minutes a game, that's already fitting in what Coach Tibbs is already doing. Coach Tibbs is already running these guys 30-something plus minutes a game. So you got a guy who's already playing used to playing big minutes. It's not going to really hurt him. You got a guy who was averaging 19.5 points a game last year, who also was shooting 37% from the three-point line. So that's what the Knicks really needed. They needed an extra guy that can help Jalen Brunson take over a game or help Jalen Brunson to finish a game. And you also got a guy that can play defense. And you also got a guy that can stay healthy. That's exactly what the New York Knicks is really need. You don't need another guy that's going to try to force his way to putting up 15-plus shots. It's not in Mikal Bridges can do that because he had no choice to do that in Brooklyn. But now that he coming to the New York Knicks, doesn't have to be that guy. He can most definitely be the third star at times. Because people keep on forgetting, man, Julius Randle is an all-star. Julius Randle, when healthy, is one of the top power forwards in the game. So I just think that with this move, man, the New York Knicks really made themselves solidified the second best team in the Eastern Conference, man. I still haven't given the nudge over Boston yet because Boston is just a little bit different. But when it's going to come down to the Eastern Conference, man, I believe that the New York Knicks put themselves to remain the spot at number 2. So that's what the New York Knicks or the Nova Knicks will get from having Mikal Bridges, man. And I'm pretty sure my guy Chris, who just hopped on and said, well said. Because that's what I really just think that, it's like I said, it's not the big splash. It's what the New York Knicks really needed. They just needed another guy that can come in and do his job and play big minutes. Moving on to the next topic, man. The next phase is most definitely I'm going to be talking about Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray is now a New Orleans Pelicans, man, because him and Trae Young, their duo experiment was really a no-go in my eyes. And the rest of the Atlanta Hawks' eyes too. That they had to just go ahead and split these two up. But the Atlanta Hawks was like, you know what? We didn't draft it pretty much Trae Young. So why would we move on from Trae Young? We can go ahead and move on from Dejounte Murray, get some good draft picks back, and try to build around Trae Young. But I just think that the New Orleans Pelicans won this trade because now the New Orleans Pelicans get a guard, a real lengthy guard too, because he was about 6'5". And now that you get Dejounte Murray, that this guy can play both sides of the ball. He can most definitely play offense. He can run. He can be the guy that can run the offense. And on the flip side, he can play defense as well. So that's what really is going to help New Orleans out on that side. Another point is that now you can move CJ McCollum to the natural two guard position in my eyes, because I think that's what CJ McCollum is as a two guard. And what Dejounte Murray is bringing to this team is like I said, that he was averaging like 22 points a game last year for the Atlanta Hawks. And now he's going to be bringing in that 22 points a game along with 6.4 assists and 5.3 rebounds, which means this guy can get down there, get the rebound, start the fast break himself. And then if you can only keep Brandon Ingram, because it seems like the New Orleans Pelicans is going back and forth with Brandon Ingram, but I think that you should go ahead and keep Brandon Ingram. And if you can have a healthy Zion, because that's the fingers crossed right there, man, is having a healthy Zion, man. I think that this four can be real deadly with Dejounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. But like I said, it's going to be health, because for the last couple of years, Brandon Ingram has been in and out the lineup, and we already know that Brandon Ingram is that guy in my eyes. If he can just stay healthy, he's automatically a walking 22 points a game. He's he was a all-star before. So I just think that you pad this team up, man, and you keep that bench, that young core that New Orleans Pelicans and Willie Green has established already. I feel like that this team can be knocking in the door at like a 6th seed in the West. And that's real big, because that's not play-in material right there. The New Orleans Pelicans has been knocking on the door and play-in for the last couple of years, and health has been biting them every goddamn year. So you get a Dejounte Murray, man, where you can take some of the pressure off of Brandon Ingram and Zion, that this guy can carry the team also with CJ McCollum being that vet that can help them keep that young core together. I just think that the New Orleans Pelicans can be a very scary team out there west, man. Like I said, I can possibly see them in as a 6th seed, man. I really don't see how they can really be a play-in with this team. But like I said, the chemistry has really got to kick in. Dejounte Murray is already starting off on a good foot, because as soon as he got traded, he made his way to New Orleans and started working out with the Pelicans. So that lets you know that he's all in with the New Orleans Pelicans, man. And him bringing his 56% shooting from the field goal, man, is really going to help the New Orleans Pelicans, man, because they get a true guard in my eyes. Let's move it on to the next free agent that we found a new home. And it's another duo that did not work out. And it's PG going to Philly, man, because out in the Clippers, out in LA, PG and Kawhi didn't really work out, man. And it was mainly because of health issues. Neither one of these guys for the last 2 playoffs was even available to play, man. And I guess the Clippers was like, man, it's time to move on. We put our money into Kawhi, but we ain't putting no money into Paul George, because Paul George wanted a max contract. Paul George was like, look, you either give me the money, because I am Paul George, or I'm walking. And Philadelphia was like, well, you know what? Hey, we need another star over here to help Embiid and Tyrese Maxey grow. So we'll give you the 4-year, 212 mil. And honestly, I just think that this move puts Philly in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference, man. I just don't think that Philly No, you know what? Philly did make some more moves other than Paul George. Philly is a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference Finals now, because they did make some other moves. But before I get there, we're going to talk about Paul George, man. Paul George, and the reason why I feel like this move was a all right move, and I just not going to fully sold into it, man, because like I said, the reason why it didn't work out with Kawhi and the Clippers is because of health. And what do Philly have a problem with every goddamn year when it comes to Joel Embiid? Health. So now you pay up 2 guys that got to health issue in the past. To think that this two guys can really carry this team with Tyrese Maxey, of course, into a deep playoff run. And then, my first question is that it's a good move because we would like to see Paul George because he can be that second scorer on a night-to-night basis. He can help Joel Embiid out. He can most definitely, he plays both sides of the floor also. He plays defense. When he play ISO ball, man, Paul George is one of the best in the league. But what like I said, it's just the injury. In the last Paul George, this is last year, Paul George had played, let's see, he played over 70 games the last season. That was the first time since 2018, 2019. It's like, are we going to consistently see Paul George sitting on the sideline in street clothes? Because remember, that's what we used to call AD, street clothes. Is we going to call Paul George and Joel Embiid street clothes, man? Because Joel Embiid is looking to go back into MVP form. And I'm pretty sure that's not all that he's trying to get is the MVP form. I'm pretty sure that he's trying to get over that hump. I'm pretty sure he's trying to beat these elite teams like the New York Knicks now, like the Boston Celtics. And if these two guys is not going to be available, that means Tyrese Maxey is going to have one hell of a time again trying to carry this team through a playoff run. But let's look on the bright side of it, man. That Tyrese Maxey, when Paul George and Embiid is healthy, Tyrese Maxey can really take over this game. That can really elevate and keep Tyrese Maxey underneath the radar because everybody's going to be keen on Joel Embiid and PG. So why not? I think that's going to really elevate Tyrese Maxey's game because his game has been elevating for the last couple of years. That's why the Sixers went out here and gave him a new contract along when they signed Paul George. So I just really feel like that the only downfall about this whole signing for the Sixers is that the just health for both of these guys. Both of these guys do not play over 70 games in the last couple of years. And then once you get into the playoffs, both of these guys have sat out in the playoffs numerous times. So that would be my only downfall with the Paul George and Paul George signing to the 76ers. But here is my favorite move throughout the whole free agency, man. My favorite move is coming from, an older guy that I believe that it can help turn this franchise around just a little bit because everywhere he goes, the franchise winning percentage goes up. And that's CP3, man. Chris Paul is now with the San Antonio Spurs, man. And I think that was the best move. And yes, I understand that you probably scratching your heads and thinking like, Dad, what are you thinking? This is a 38, 39-year-old guy going to a team that's pretty much in the rebuild stage. Get that part. This is the same guy that only played 58 games last year. I get that. This is the same guy that only averaged 9.2 points a game. I get that. But you're not asking Chris Paul to be your leading scorer. That's pretty much going to be Wemby. You're not asking CP3 to be the face of your franchise or your organization. That's still going to be Wemby. You know what I mean? But what you are getting with that 38, 39-year-old, the IQ of the guy that can read the floor, the guy that can be your second coach on the floor, that can help Popovich mentor these young guys. That's what you're getting. You're getting that development to help Wemby to go to the next level. Remember that Tony Parker and that Tim Duncan? You know what I mean? It's probably not going to be quite like that. You know what I mean? Just because that CP3 is on the tail end of his career, and you're probably not going to see them win a championship down there. But what you're going to see is the growth. What you're going to see is that Wemby is not going to have to do everything by himself. You feel me? That's what you are getting. You're getting a point guard, the point guard of guy that's controlling the game, that's controlling the offense, that's putting guys in the right spot. That's what you're getting. that's what can help San Antonio be a surprise team this year. Because honestly, we already, like I said, they finished like the 10th spot last year. I can really see that the San Antonio Spurs getting. I wouldn't be surprised if they are a play-in team and they win and they actually get in the playoffs through the play-in. I wouldn't be surprised because that's how I really feel like CP3 is very, very effective going into the San Antonio Spurs. And I think it was the right move also because on the tail end of his career, man, he goes to the San Antonio Spurs. He goes to Texas, but there's no state income tax. So all the money that he's getting is coming straight to him. So I think that was a smart move for CP3 on that end, on that note, man, for real. So don't be surprised. I'm calling it right now that the Spurs will make the play-in. I'm also going to say that the Spurs, the battle of Texas is going to be very interesting. We're going to be looking to see how can Dallas repeat or what they did last season. We're going to be seeing that how the Houston Rockets is going to how they going to finish out this how if they going to finish out the way that they almost made the play-in last year, and the growth in the of the San Antonio Spurs. And I'm going to say that the San Antonio Spurs will be the second best team in the Texas behind Dallas. I'm going to go ahead and say that now. The San Antonio Spurs will be second best team behind the Dallas Mavericks. Woof. That's gonna be tough, man. That might come back to bite me later on, man. I got my guy OG Mac. What it is, man. Glad for you to tune in, brother. So as this free agency just keep going, you feel me? Another big name, you know what I mean, who moved on from his team that he was with, got drafted by, and everything. Klay Thompson is now with the Dallas Mavs, man. And I also think that this is a decent move, man, because now the three amigos from the Golden State Warriors are no longer, because Klay signed the 3-year, $50 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. And I think, like I said, I think it's an okay move. It's a decent move, man. And I was sitting here reading some reports from ESPN and CBS Sports that the reason why Klay moved on because the Golden State Warriors wasn't trying to give or meet in the middle of this type of contract that Klay was looking for. Klay was initially looking for like a 2-year deal around about 35 to 40 mil. But the Golden State Warriors was like, nah, hold on. Let's see what we doing in free agency first before we can come back to you. Klay was like, what? Wait. What the fuck you mean you gonna wait until you figure out free agency? Nah, that's not how I go. I won championships with your guys. I'm the guy that dropped 60-something points in 3 quarters. I'm the other half of the Splash Brothers. I'm the third missing piece that can help Golden State get to the championship. What are you talking about? Golden State was like, we get it. But did you see what you did last year? Did you see the shooting percentage? Did you really think that we can go ahead and sign you first and not worry about the team? So he was like, you know what? Hey, Dallas is giving me a call. And Golden State said, hey, go ahead. Pick up the phone. I dare you. And that's what happened. That's how I really felt like it went down in my eyes. But on a for real note, though, I think that Golden State Warriors did the right thing for them. Because the more you keep pouring money into this older crew, the less you can do with your bench. And we already know that Golden State is only as good as their bench. And if they don't have a good bench, which they have a decent bench now, but they don't have a good bench, what's the point of keep on signing your 3 over and over and over for? Just to keep them there, just to say, hey, I retired as a Warrior? There's one person that's really committed, and the Warriors are really saying that's going to retire as a Warrior, and that's Steph Curry. Draymond is up in there. Remember, Draymond just came out and just said that he thought that he wasn't going to be signing back with Golden State. He thought he was going to actually be going to Memphis. So You can just see that Golden State is only having one guy that's probably going to retire as a Warrior and play this whole entire career as a Warrior, and that's Steph Curry, which is not a bad deal. It's not a bad idea. Can't get in your feelings all because it's, you know what I mean. That's what they choose. Steph shows you that he can be changeable. He can fit in whatever generation that comes with the NBA. Steph changed the damn shooting for the NBA, for the whole world at this point. He's a transitional player, man. Clay, we didn't really show nothing, you know what I mean? I understand that you was dealing with your injury, you was trying to make your way back. You're not who you used to be. I totally get it. But honestly, man, I think the Warriors should have been made this move maybe about a year or two ago to get rid of Clay. Clay is just not who he is, man. He's a defensive liability when it comes on the defense. He can no longer guard your primary scorer. You know what I mean? So I just think that the Dallas Mavericks did an okay move. They get a shooter. They get somebody that can spread the floor out for Luka. They get somebody that can be there when Kyrie penetrates through the paint and all that good stuff. Clay is going to be that guy because Tim Hardaway wasn't that guy. Whew. That's a little bump up from Tim Hardaway, man, because I don't know what happened to Tim Hardaway Jr. He just faded away at the while, man. He was no longer in the rotations or anything in that nature. So that's one good thing. And you know what I mean, my girl Lise had also told me that Clay is not looking to be the primary defender anymore. You know, that's why they went out and got Grimes and Green added on to that, so they can also play defense. But I just think that they shouldn't have let Derrick Jones Jr. go in the process. That could have been you know what I mean? But they also got PJ Washington, who can also play good defense also. So Dallas Mavericks is going to be okay. If they're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals again, okay. That part is a mystery, and I just do not know about that because I still feel like other teams either got better in the draft or got better in free agency also. But since we talking about free agency and draft at the same damn time, man, let's talk about this little bit of nepotism real quick before I wrapped up this free agency, man. The draft and the free agency really hit the Lakers different this year, man. And a lot of people was really talking, down about this whole Lakers, what they did during the offseason. And if you don't know, the Lakers went on here, drafted Bronny James in the second round, 55 pick. And a lot of people was like, the only reason why Bronny got into the league is for the simple fact because of his father. If LeBron wasn't in the league, Bronny wouldn't be in the league. If Bronny was a regular guy, he probably would have made it to the league and all this other bullshit. I know in the previous, I said that if I was Bronny, I wouldn't have want him to go pro. I still kind of stand by that a little bit, but that's not my decision. That is his decision. What I want to just say is that we got to remember that Bronny was a good player from the high school on up. We got to all think back when he was playing in high school. A couple of you fans, that's the ones that's bashing him now, was saying that his high school highlights, he could have been playing in the pro during that time. And we was like, nah, not yet. Nah, he still got a little boy body. You know what I mean? But he still elevated his game. Who knows how many championships he won in high school? But I'm pretty sure it's multiple championships. Then he went on and had been All-American, McDonald's All-American. We was like, oh, yeah, we believe in Bronny. Bronny belongs to be a McDonald's All-American. Yes, we And Bronny we trust. Then he went through going to college. Everybody was all pumped that he was chose USC, that he was going to change USC, that this whole him and Juju with the love and basketball type of scenery, that he was great brain back to USC and all this other stuff. He had a little health condition, sat him out, didn't really live up to the full potential as we thought or we really wanted him to be at USC. Cut it short. He had 4.9 points a game coming out of college. And now everybody was like, no, don't go do the draft. It's not fair because if this was a regular guy and he wouldn't have made. No, I still believe that Bronny would have made it to the draft. I still believe Bronny would have got drafted. Even like I said, even I'm still the guy that think that he should have went back another year, but I believe Bronny still should have got drafted. You know what I mean? We seen other teams pass up on him, just like if he was just a regular guy. It was the Los Angeles Lakers to say, you know what, man, we'll take this gamble. We'll take this. You know what I mean? It's something that we want as together too. I don't think that the Lakers, LeBron had put a gun to the Lakers' head and forced them to say that you draft my son and I'll stay here. I don't think that was the situation. So now that he get drafted, everybody's like, oh no, he shouldn't have made it. Y'all got to remember, Bronny is not getting the torch from Bron this year. He is a development project. He is a guy that we are not going to see on a night-to-night basis. And you got to sit here and think, it was a lot of other former players' sons that made it to the league as players and as coaches. It's a lot of them. George Karl's son, when George Karl was coaching the Denver Nuggets, his son made it to the Lakers. We didn't say that was nepotism. We didn't say that this guy got into the league only because his father was in the league. Doc Rivers. Oh, Doc Rivers' son shouldn't have made it to the NBA, but Austin Rivers was nice and dude. We all believe that this guy should have got drafted. Now, once he got to the NBA, he wasn't all that, which is understandable, but he still made it. We didn't hear nepotism then. When Luke Walton got into the league, all because he wasn't a big star, is because that we all forgot that his father played in the league too, who was the bigger star. We didn't say there was nepotism then. So man, I just think that everybody just need to pipe down, because I hate it when it has to be a racial type thing that people wants to point their fingers like, oh, it's because he's black and all this other stuff. That's the only reason why. No, we all should be applauding LeBron and Bronny. Just like we all should have been applauding the Ball family when Pop Ball was putting his sons out there into his own spot, losing his own spotlight. No, we wanted to bash him. Oh no, you doing too much. No, that's what a damn father's supposed to be doing. Because if you go outside and look at these little league games, what you think some of these parents are doing, talking to some of these coaches and stuff like that? You have to. It's like going into a job with your resume. You got to sell yourself. You have to say. You got to get their attention somehow, some way. So I just think that we just need to pull back, man, and applaud LeBron for actually using his platform to let his kids be able to walk on. We need more like it. I understand everybody wants to talk about, oh, well, Jordan's son, that. Look at the era Jordan's son came in, where there wasn't that many social media platforms, where there wasn't that the cameras wasn't always out, and or he did the cameras wasn't following him to AAU games and stuff like that. It wasn't like that back then. Now that it's like that, now you can't be mad because how these kids have so much advantage and so much opportunity that this is what the world is giving us. And to take it off the sports topic, man, look at the Waynans. Keenan Ivory Wayans put his whole damn family on, and the Waynans just keep on eating. Still putting out product to this day. We have to, everything has to you just gotta just take out the negative, man. Take it all out. And let's just be happy that this kid actually was able to live out his dream of making it a pro, whether it was help of his father or not. Because we all got to sit here and think, to make it to the pros, you need a little help. Whether it's your father, whether it's your coach, your homeboy, or something in that nature. We all need help trying to get to that place. Because if we didn't, it would be a lot of ballers that should have made it to the NBA then. But they just didn't have that help. So, with him getting that help, man, I'm done with the whole nepotism thing, man. With him getting that help, man, Bronny James, man, you signed a 4-year, $7 million deal. Well worth it. His agent most definitely should get applaud too. We gotta sit here and remember that, man. And I know a lot of people was like, well, he only averaged 4.9 coming out of college. A lot of these guys that on their freshman year didn't average that well, but still is panning out to have a good career. And here's a couple of guys that you can go ahead and throw in the list. Zach LaVine, he only averaged 9.5 points a game. But every other year, he's in trade talks. Somebody wants to be trying to trade for him. Still in the league, still being an efficient two guard. Russell Westbrook only averaged 3.4 points a game at UCLA. But somehow he got drafted, and that he's a walking triple-double, set records. Pretty much is going to be, he's automatically in the Hall of Fame in my eyes already. He didn't have a good freshman year. Rajon Rondo didn't have a good year with the Kentucky Wildcats. Averaged only 9.6 points a game. But it still had a Hall of Fame career. You know what I mean? It's just gotta take time, be in the right system, be in the right place. Who's to say that LA is the final destination for Bronny? Who's to say that Bronny won't go somewhere else and live up to his potential that we all expect him to be? So I understand I criticized him earlier, but at the same time, man, I do believe that he belongs in the game. And if you still don't believe, today Bronny, it will be in the summer league game. He will have his summer league debut today, 4:30 against the Sacramento Kings. And let's see how he pan out then. Let's see if he can still play up to the same type of competition that he played against college and some of the guys that have already been in the league for a couple of years. If he shows out into this, what we going to say now? But also with Bronny signing a 4-year deal, his pops, LeBron James, signed a 2-year deal, which was a max deal for $104 million. And I know a lot of people was like, well, dang, I thought Bron was supposed to be taking a pay cut and all this other stuff to get other stars. Well, other stars didn't want to come to LA. And I can see why. It's a little bit dysfunctional. You got new head coach in JJ Redick, who never been a head coach before. Our upstairs management, man, is a little rocky. People starting to fall out of love with Rob Pelinka, and and then up top at him, it's a little messy with Jeannie Buss and the rest of the organization. So a lot of the free agents didn't or not wanting to come to LA. You know what I mean? I get it. That money is pretty much tied up with the two big stars in AD and LeBron now. But I really just think that LeBron took this deal because I think that this is the last one. I think that after these 2 years of this deal, this is it for Bron. I think that he's number one. I think that he's going to retire on his 23rd year. Hence that's why I believe that's why he wear jersey number 23. And I think that this is also going to be his last big contract that any team wants to really give LeBron, in my eyes. I understand LeBron, yes, it's LeBron James. I'm pretty sure a lot of desperate teams will pay any type of money to have LeBron. But at the same time, man, I really think that this is the tail end of it. This is the last big contract that he's going to get. For the simple fact that while I'm talking about this, reason why is because he is trying to get his bid in of being majority or a partial owner of the Las Vegas expansion team that's coming to the NBA. He already expressed that he wants to be a owner. He already got the Lakers, got the big contract with the Lakers. He got his dream plan with his son with the Lakers. He's probably going to retire as a Laker. And now, last on his checklist is become the owner of that expansion team in Las Vegas. And I really just think that that's going to happen. And I think that that's why he took this big deal like this. And it's not a bad move for LeBron. I wish him nothing but the best because he's a Laker. I'm a Laker fan. I'm just hoping that him and JJ Redick can really bring some positive light this upcoming season. I'm hoping that that JJ Redick can most definitely do some player development as far as helping Austin Reeves, Max Christie, even Bronny now, and to develop to being decent players, elevate their game. And I'm hoping that we can get Gabe Vincent that can play a whole year. If D-Lo decide to stay with us, that since I'm hearing about this whole new D-Lo, whole new year, whole new player, I'm hoping that we get this whole new player, man. So that's what I'm really paying attention to about this Laker and this free agency right there, man. And that's my whole opinion about the LeBron and Bronny free agency move. Now, for the rest of the free agency, you had Jason Tatum sign a super max 5-year, $314 million. And I think that him signing this deal, man, it really helps Boston out. Number one, number two, I think that Jason Tatum has to bring back another championship. He has to. He has to win a second ring throughout this contract, and I believe that Jason Tatum has to win league MVP once out of this contract, out of this supermax contract, man, because I'm tired of hearing Jason Tatum keep being third and fourth in this MVP conversation. Jason Tatum has to really take his level to the game to the next level. He has to really show you that he is the face of the Boston Celtics because he's getting paid to be the face of the Boston Celtics, man. What go along with the Boston Celtics, man, because they were just spending money on their guys. Derek White signed a 4-year, $125 million to stay with Boston. And with that deal, man, it keeps that full core together. It keeps Tatum, Brown, Holiday, and White all together. And what that means, what this move means, that I feel like Boston will be trying to compete for a championship at least for the next 3 years, in my eyes, especially with these guys. Man, all you gotta do is bring back a healthy Porzingis, keep that bench together, which they had signed Pritchard Richards in the beginning of last season. And they signed their center, what's his name, Commit, to a deal also. So they just got to keep on building around their full core, which I just think that they will, and that's why they're the number one team in the East in my eyes. Tyrese Maxey, as I alluded to earlier in the Paul George comment section, that he signed a 5-year, $204 million extension with the Sixers, and I think that they are trying to keep that Embiid and Maxey duo together as long as they possibly can. I think that's a good move because Tyrese Maxey just keep on improving each year. His stats get better and better. He got most improved player last year, and I just think that now sky's the limit for this guy. Sky's the limit for the 76ers, man, because they also picked up Caleb Martin, which I think is the good move to help them solidify moving them up into the Eastern Conference, man, because Caleb Martin is a good fit. I've seen that he's probably signed like a 4 to 5 year deal, something in that nature. The specs hasn't really came out yet, but what you get out of Caleb Martin, man, you get a guy that was shooting 43% from the field goal. That's really can help the 76ers bench out something real good. So I just think that was a good move for the 76ers. They just keep on building because they also signed Andre Drummond back to the team. And they signed Kelly Oubre back to the team. So it seems like the Sixers is really trying to stay right behind the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Donovan Mitchell signed a 3-year extension, worth 150 mil with the Cavs, man. And I just think that now they need to figure out, can Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell coexist in this backcourt, man? And how can they bring in some more bench help? Because I think that's what the Cleveland Cavaliers was having troubles with. It's having troubles with, other than Donovan Mitchell, who else is going to goddamn score for the Cleveland Cavaliers? So I just think that bringing Donovan Mitchell back now I just think that the Cavs need to find a resolution between him and Darius Garland and another scorer. What else happened? KCP went to the Magic, man. He signed a 3-year, 66 mil, man, which is a good move for the Orlando Magic because the Orlando Magic get a veteran shooter. They needed a vet down there, somebody who's used to winning. KCP won 2 championships, one with the Denver Nuggets and one with the Los Angeles Lakers. So I really just think that the Magic did an upgrade with getting KCP. No, he's not a big-time name, but he's the shooter that the Magic's probably going to need to spread that floor out to help Pablo out. So I just think that was a good underrated move, man, for the Orlando Magics. I also think that another good move was Buddy Hield is going to the Golden State Warriors, man. Good move. Keep another shooter with Steph Curry, man. And they got this little nickname that they trying to call them, the Splash Buddies or the Splash Cousins or whatever it is, the creativity name they trying to come up with, man. But I just think that that's a good move. Now, Golden State is also in talks with trying to get Larry Markkinen over there. I think that will be a good key piece if they can wind up getting him. So keep your eyes out on that, man. But Buddy Hield, man, between him and Steph Curry, number 1 and number 2, 3 points made since 2015. Number 1 and number 2 of field goal, 3 points attempts. So it seems like that Golden State is going to live by the 3 and die by the 3. You feel me? So that's going to go ahead and wrap up the free agency section of this show, man. I hope that I gave y'all some good dope news, man. Some guys, some information that you probably didn't know already. But now, one of my favorite segment of the show, man, is talking about the WNBA, man, because the WNBA has been very, very interesting this year, man. That it's not even a surprise to me. You got games being sold out. You got the All-Star voting hitting big numbers. You got the award races being very interesting, and I just want to talk about who's gonna be taking what award home, in my opinion, and why. But before we get there, man, like I said, man, the viewings of the WNBA has skyrocketed, man. And I know a lot of people is probably going to say, oh, it's because of certain stars, anything in that nature. But I just really feel like since last year, the WNBA was already on the uprise anyway. You feel me? So now that All-Star voting has went up, I'm talking about 567% up, that people everywhere is voting. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, they are voting, man. And I think that this All-Star for the WNBA is going to be dope. It's going to be awesome for the ladies, man. And I also think that this is going to be a sellout crowd, and the viewership is going to be, the numbers is going to be crazy, like crazy. You feel me? But let's talk about Team USA, man. Team USA is loaded. I'm talking about loaded with star power, man. They are so loaded that they got Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, Nafisa Colliner, Kalia Cooper, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, Sabrina, and Joelle Lloyd, man. And if y'all not understanding these names, man, please go and check these ladies out, man, because they are big time names. And I think that Team USA is going to do their thing when it's the Olympic time. And I was hearing, it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of people saying that Caitlin Clark should have been on this team. And I'm going to just sit here and say, where and who would you have took off this team? In my eyes, I wouldn't have took nobody off from this team, man. I think that in due time, Caitlin Clark will be on the Team USA. I think that the next go around in the next 4 years, Caitlin Clark will be on Team USA, but not this year. You feel me? So I just think that the USA committee team got it right. They did what they were supposed to. They select the right players, everything. Now, who will Team USA go up against in the All-Star, man? There's some good ladies that's going to be balling against Team USA. We got Duana Boner. We got Aaliyah Boston. We got Caitlin Clark. We got Elisa Gray. We got Darshia Hemby. We got Brianna Jones. We have Jaquel Jones. We have Kayla McBride. We have Kelsey Mitchell. We have Enrique. We have, I didn't studied her name so many times. Anike. And we got my favorite, Angel Reese. That's who they're gonna be team up against to play against Team USA, man. And I just think that team, that All-Star team is loaded. Even with Team USA having all the real big names and the vets, some of these rookies and these upcoming players, man, can most definitely, I can see in the future playing for Team USA, and I feel like it's going to give Team USA a little bit of problems on the All-Star game. You feel me? But that's not the headline of the WNBA All-Star, man. One of the headline stories of the team of the All-Star game is that the first time ever we are going to get to witness Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark on the same team. And it's been a long time since two rookies made the All-Star team. The last time that happened was about 2014, 2015. But now we get to see these two pair up. We finally get to see the Caitlin fans and the Angel fans finally get to come together for once. And I think that this is real dope for them. Because, it was just so much divided attention saying like, oh, the Caitlin fans and the Caitlin Clark should be in this. And then the Angel fans are saying all this. But now they get to go ahead and team up and talk smack. Because I think that's going to be real dope, man. And that's why I say that All-Star game viewership is going to go sky high. Because this is our first time getting to witness these two on the same team. And the way these two has been making stat line at the stat line each month. You got to think they were drafted in April, made the team in June and stuff like that. May, June. It was a lot surrounding and behind them. And it's a good debate that I'm about to go ahead and talk about in a couple of seconds. About Rookie of the Year. Like, that debate really got heated up. But I just think that this is what this is really going to do. It shows that the WNBA, man, is hitting in the right direction. Wait till the next group or wave of females get drafted and start coming in, man. Because we already know I can't wait is when Juju make it to the WNBA, man. I think when Juju make it, is going to be the WNBA is going to be even more exciting, and then they probably have more revenue and everything, and they can probably pay out ladies a little bit more and all this. Because, like I said, everything that they want is starting to trend up for them. So I can't wait to watch the WNBA All-Star. This is going to be my second time watching the WNBA All-Star game, and I think that this is going to be the best one, and there's going to be many more to actually come. You feel me? Now I didn't talk about but the All-Star. Let me just say this before I wrap the All-Star part up. I just think that we all just not need to be celebrating just two ladies. We need to be celebrating all the ladies that made this happen. That's on both teams. We need to celebrate that Team USA. Get them their flowers now, because I don't think that once they go into the Olympic team in the Olympics, they're gonna go undefeated. I don't think there's nobody compared to them. And these next group of ladies that's on the All-Star team, I just think that they are the reason, not just Caitlin and Angel, that whole group right there and more deserve their spotlight and deserve being on that floor with Angel and Caitlin and Team USA. So make sure that, we ain't just celebrating those two. We celebrating the whole entire organization. Now, talking about celebration, you feel me? Let's talk about these three awards and why I would give it to them. The first award I want to talk about is the Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This award right here was tough. I didn't know who to really go with this award, but my first initial thought, of course, it would be, no, it's not Angel Reese, y'all. It would have been A'ja Wilson. Because A'ja Wilson, the way she is so dominant on the defensive floor, man, the way she is leading the league in blocks and everything, that would have been my my first go-to pick. But I had to dig a little deep. Is this not A'ja Wilson that's also playing, that's having a dominant defensive year, man? It's this young lady right here, man, and Nafisa Kala. She is having a great year, and I think that I wouldn't be surprised if she become Defensive Player of the Year, man, because right now she is number 2 in the league in steals per game, averaging 2.2. She is leading the Minnesota Lynx and rebounds at 10.2 rebounds a game. And right now, the Minnesota Lynx are the number 3 team in the league. So with her, with the way she has been playing and getting her hands dirty and stuff like that, man, I really feel like that we wouldn't go wrong seeing her being a Defensive Player of the Year. And I really think that she will be Defensive Player of the Year this year. So be on the lookout. If you have not watched her and the Minnesota Lynx, man, that's also a good team to watch, because right now, like I said, they're number 3 in the league. And Nafisa is really be balling, man. She does not back down from anybody. I even see her play A'ja Wilson a couple possessions, man, and she was able to stop A'ja Wilson from scoring and everything. Now, I ain't gonna say she locked her down, because that's very hard to do. But I just think that Nafisa Kala should be Defensive Player of the Year in my eyes, man. Now, let's talk about that Rookie of the Year, man. That Rookie of the Year, man, I'm trying to tell people that it is way closer than what you think. If people over here thinking that it's a landslide, it's not. If you thinking that one person can walk away with this award, I honestly think that, in my opinion, I wouldn't be mad at that if it wound up being a co-Rookie of the Year. That's how good these rookies have been this year, man. But if I had to choose, of course, y'all already know who my Rookie of the Year is going to be. That one and only from Baltimore, the Bayou Barbie, which is now the Shy Barbie, Angel Reese. Angel Reese will be my Rookie of the Year, for the simple fact, man, that Angel Reese is now have 12 consecutive double-double. As of last night, she has 12 consecutive double-double. Because last night, man, she put on a show. Being the second leading scorer, behind Sydney Carter. Angel Reese put up 27 points and 10 rebounds. And out of those 10 rebounds, 7 of those was offensive rebounds. That right there, man, that's scary numbers right there. And then she is averaging 11.8 rebounds a game and 4.8 offensive rebounds a game, which is first. And she's leading that by a nice margin. Because the next person would be Asia Wilson, who is averaging 10.8 rebounds or 10.5 rebounds a game. So, and another reason is she won June Rookie of the Month with averaging 14.5 points a game, 13.2 rebounds a game, 1.8 assists a game. And the last reason I think that Angel Reese should be Rookie of the Year or will win Rookie of the Year is for the simple fact that I think that the Chicago Sky will have a better record than the Indiana Fever. And I think that the Chicago Sky will make the playoffs. And I think that that's what will give her over the hump in my eyes. So that's my Rookie of the Year right there, man. It's Angel Reese, man. Now, my last award that I want to talk about before I switch it over to my last segment is that MVP race. And honestly, I think this is going to be an easy award to give out. I just think that hands down that this MVP will be Asia Wilson. Like, hands down. She is in a league of her own. Like, I don't think that nobody is playing to the level of how Asia Wilson is playing this year, man. Asia Wilson is averaging 26.5 points a game, averaging 2.5 blocks a game, which makes her first in those categories. Asia Wilson is also top 5 in all majority statistics, man. Points, blocks, rebounds, steals. She's in the top 5 of that. And then also, man, the reason why I say she is most definitely in the league of her own, man, she is the only player in WNBA history to have 20 plus games averaging 20 plus points, yo. And it's still counting. Even with the loss last night that she took from the Los Angeles Sparks, that she still had 35 points. She still had 11 or 12 rebounds. Like, she is just dominating. Now, like I say, I think what the Aces are the number 5 team out of the whole league, man. But it's just like team wise, yeah, they are like 5th best, 4th best, something in that nature. But Asia Wilson, skill for skill, player for player, she is the best player. She is the face of the W. She deserves to have her statue already put out. She deserves the tennis shoes that she that she has. It's like Asia Wilson is a monster. She's a beast. You know what I mean? So those will be my 3 awards that I want to talk about. Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and MVP. I just think that these 3 ladies right there, man, has really solidified and put themselves in a different categories, man. And I really just think that they will be MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. All right. Before I wrap this up, man, we got one more segment to talk about, man, and it's for Combat Sports, man. This is for all my boxing heads out there. We got a good fight. We got Shakur Stevenson and Artem. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, man, because I think that would be disrespectful of me trying to say his last name and get it wrong. But Shakur Stevenson is most definitely going to be fighting tonight. And I think that it's going to be on Top Rank. It's going to be starting at 8:30, man. You got, I believe, 3 undercards fighting underneath of him. And he is the main event. And I just think that I understand this is not the big fight, the big time fight. But I just and the big time fight the way you're gonna have everybody there, all the stars, anything in that nature. But I also believe that this is a match that you have to pay attention on. You have to. Because I just think that us as fans, if we see Shakur Stevenson dominate this fight, which I think he will, it's like now we have to see him fight a bigger name. He has to fight a bigger name. You feel me? And I'm talking about the bigger names like the Pitbull Cruz. I'm not going to say Tank Davis just yet, but probably a Devin Haney, a Pitbull Cruz. I would say Rolly, but I'm not really sold on him. But he has to take a big name for us to actually catch your attention and put him up there in the pound for pound boxing. Because Shakur Stevenson is no goddamn slouch. If you have not watched Shorty, man, tonight is the night that I think that you should go ahead and pay attention and tune in. Because for the simple fact, man, Shakur Stevenson, he's been a little chatty on the social media platforms. You know what I mean? He spoke about the whole Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. He spoke about the Tank and Frank Martin fight. He spoke about how what's the guy's name? Artem Burns was talking about how Top Rank is his Shakur only option that he has. So I just think that if Shakur wins this fight, which like I said, I believe he will, Shakur will win this fight by TKO in the ninth round. Only because I just really think that Shakur Stevenson has good footwork to keep his opponent moving. And I just think that with that good footwork, man, he's able to wear down his opponents. And I just think that that's going to be part of his game plan because he's been asking all around. He asks his opponent himself, "Are you ready to fight me? You think you can handle this?" Stuff like that. And his opponent didn't really sound too sure about it. But at the same time, man, hey, he probably got his own game plan going. It's not to let Shakur rattle his cage or anything in that nature. Another good reason I just think that Shakur will win is because that he is a good body puncher. If you see a lot of Shakur fights, man, once he hits you in that body, man, a lot of his opponents drops. So I just think that that's how he will start weighing down on this fight. It's a lot of body punches, a lot of counter body punches. Because Shakur's got good defensive stance also, man. He don't really take a lot of hits, but he most definitely can dish out a lot of good body hits, man. And my last reason I think that Shakur will win this fight is because that Shakur has never lost a title fight. When he put up his title on the line, man, he is 4-0. And I think that he will keep his undefeated streak in his title fight and in his overall record. So at the end of this fight, man, Shakur Stevenson will become 22-0 after this fight. So I think that after he get this fight, man, he has to take on a big name. He has to try to find a way to either fight Devin Haney, Pitbull Cruz, or somebody in that division. Or he's going to have to move up a weight class, which I don't think he should. I still think that he should go take on this weight class that he's in now, and make a name for himself, get more titles. So I'm picking Shakur Stevenson tonight, TKO in the 9th round, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up, man. I appreciate each and everybody that tuned in, that comment. Like I said, man, I'm on the road to my 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, man, because like I said, man, as you see, I produce a lot of shorts. I drop breaking news. I out here just trying to get to the road to 1,000, man, so I can show y'all that I can go out here and speak these facts too. You feel me? Let's see before I let y'all go, man. Oh, got an announcement to all my MTMO fans, man. You will see more of me show-wise. I am now going to be switching my shows into every Friday every week. Every Friday, you're going to have an MTMO episode, man. So you're going to see more content, more me, more dope topics for me to talk about. You feel me? So I'm thinking it's going to be pretty much every Fridays because now that my boys are switching over to another team, shout out to the East Howard Jags that we will be joining. Their practice time is pretty much Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Thursdays is going to be real busy for me. So now we'll be giving y'all at the end of the week every Friday, yo. So I'm guessing about 5 p.m. every Friday. Tune in. Come to the YouTube channel. Like I said, trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, man. Make sure y'all go out here, support my guys and my girls that's out here in this podcast world. You feel me? So make sure y'all go out here, support my guy GC3, man. He is out here putting out good basketball tournaments. He is out here putting out good content for his podcast, man. He was a guest on here, man. Shout out to my guy Tony, the Tony Savant Show, man. I was a guest on his show. I can't wait for him to be a guest on my show. He be putting out good content. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for my favorite ladies, Locked In Sports. They always putting out great content, man. If you into the females, giving out their opinion in the sports world, man, make sure y'all check out my favorite ladies. And anybody else that's under y'all see me promoting and following, man, make sure y'all just go out there and support them, man. I also have my 3-year anniversary episode is going to be coming in next month, man. So be aware, man. I'm probably going to have either special guests or special guests. You feel me? So y'all already know my anniversary show. It's always going to be dope and entertaining. So be on the lookout for that, man. Make sure y'all follow all my social media platforms, man. As this right here underneath y'all, underneath the ticker right here. My Instagram and TikTok is MTMO_Sports Podcast. And for Twitter or X and Facebook is my THTS, my opinion. You feel me? So that is it, man. Like I said, I greatly appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. I will see y'all Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You feel me? And I'm out.